Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we will be starting with the constitutional law. The Constitution of India is basically the supreme law. The documents, that is the constitution, lays down the framework demarcating the fundamental political code. It also defines the structure, procedure, power and the duties of the government. The constitution also sets out the fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principle of state policies. Talking about the constitutional law, it means the constitution as interpreted or constructed by the court as per their own convenience. Therefore, the interpretation and the construction which the court does to the constitution is known as the constitutional law. B.R. Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee, who is widely considered to be the chief architect of the Indian constitution, it imparts the parliamentary supremacy and was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949, which we also celebrate as the Constitution Day, and it became effective on 26th January 1950. It took 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days to complete the historic task of drafting. Now, talking about the preamble, it is derived from the Latin word preambulus, which means the introduction. The objective resolution was given by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on 13 December 1946, which was adopted as preamble on 22nd January 1947. The preamble of the Indian Constitution is only amended once through 42nd Amendment, in which socialist, secular, and integrity word was added. The source of the preamble is "We, the people of India," which is the very first line of the preamble. The nature is sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and the objective is justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. The preamble may be divided into three parts: declaratory, resolutionary, and promissory. The declaratory part is whereby the people of India in their constituent assembly adopted, enacted ourselves to the constitution. The resolutionary part is whereby the people of India resolved to constitute India into a sovereign socialist democratic republic. The last is promissory, where a commitment by the people of India is to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Then here we have some terms which are mentioned in the preamble also. The first one is sovereign, which means the independent country without any external interferences. The second is democracy, which means the demo means people and cracy means rule, which also means government by the will of the people. The republic is, as we all know, is the opposite of monarchy, where real head is prime minister and nominal head is president, which are elected. The third one is socialist. Socialist it was added by the 42nd Amendment, which is inspired by the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru. Then we have secular. It was also added by the 42nd Amendment. It means the state has no religion of its own. It is the positive secularism where people are free to practice, propagate, and profess one's own religion. Then we have justice, which means harmonization of interest between the individual and between the group, also between the group and individual. Then we have liberty, which means the absence of restraint or interferences in individual freedom of action by the government. Equality and liberty are complementary to each other. Then we have fraternity, which means the feeling of brotherhood. The ideals of justice and liberty are relevant and meaningful only when they promote a common feeling of brotherhood among each other. So, in this video, we will be dealing with the introductory part of the parts, articles, and schedules. Originally, Indian Constitution had 22 parts and 395 articles. After the amendment, now it has 25 parts, starting with the first one. Part 1 contains the law which is related to establishments, renaming, merging, or altering the borders of the state or union territories. This part contains 4 articles and were invoked when West Bengal was renamed and for the formation of relatively new states such as Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, etc. Second part deals with citizenship. It constitutes the indispensable principle of democratic republic. It promotes right to vote and are also subjected to duties and obligations such as paying of taxes. It is covered in Part 2 with Article 5 to Article 11. Part 3 contains fundamental rights. These are those rights which are essential for the intellectual, moral, and spiritual development of citizens. These are enshrined in Part 3. Fundamental rights apply to all the citizens universally, irrespective of race, religion, place of birth, and caste. Part 4 deals with directive principle of state policies. These are the guidelines which are given to the federal institutes governing state. These principles are inspired by the Constitution of Ireland. Directive principle of state policies are classified as economic and socialist, political and administrative, justice and legal, environment and protection of monuments, peace and security. Part 4a talks about the fundamental duties, which are defined as the moral obligations of all citizens to help promote a spirit of patriotism and uphold the unity of India. Like directive principles, they are not enforceable by court unless otherwise made by the parliamentary law. Then, Part 5 deals with the Union, which consists of President, executive power, election of President, manner of election, term of office, eligibility, qualification, condition, oath, procedure for impeachment. Also deals with Vice President's election, term of office, oath, the power of Vice President, power of President. Also consist of the constitution of parliament, composition of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, duration of the houses of parliament, the qualification, the session, about the speaker, deputy speaker, chairman, disqualification of members, salary and allowances, also about the money mill and languages used in the parliament. Then part 6 consists of the provision relating to the governor, advocate general, establishment of high court. Part 7 of the Constitution is being repealed by the 7th Amendment. Then Part 8 deals with the administration of union territories, creation of local legislatures, special provisions with respect to Delhi. Part 9 talks about the Gram Sabha, constitution and composition of panchayats, the powers, the authorities, and the responsibilities of panchayat. Part 9a talks about the provisions relating to municipalities, its constitution, composition, reservation of seats, duration, etc. Part 9b consists of the incorporation of cooperative society, number and terms of members, audit and accounts, offences and penalties. Part 10 talks about the administration of schedule and tribal areas. Part 11 talks about the subject matter of laws made by the parliament and state legislatures, the power of parliament to legislate with respect to a matter in state list in national interest or if there is a proclamation of emergency. Part 12 talks about the consolidated fund, contingency fund, finance commission, borrowing by the state, government of India, power to carry on trade, etc. Part 13 talks about the freedom of trade, commerce and intercourse, power of parliament to impose the restriction thereto. Part 14 is divided into two chapters. The first talk about the recruitment and the condition of services of persons serving union, state and all India services. The second chapter talks about the Public Service Commission, its function, power, expenses, etc. Part 14a talks about the administrative tribunals and the tribunals for other matter. Part 15 talks about the election commissioner. The part 16 talks about the reservation for the seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, reservation for Anglo-Indians and National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe. Part 17 talks about the languages of union, regional languages, languages of Supreme Court, High Court, etc. Part 18 talks about the proclamation and the effect of emergencies, provision as to the financial emergency. Part 19 deals with the protection of president, governors and Raj Pramukhs. Part 20 talks about the power of parliament to amend the constitution, that is Article 368. Part 21 contains the special provision with respect to various states such as Jammu and Kashmir, Nagaland, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, etc. Part 22 deals with a compilation of law pertaining to Constitution of India as a country and the Union of State. This part of the Constitution contains articles on short title, date of commencement, etc. Then we have schedules. Schedules are basically tables which contains the additional details which are not mentioned in the articles. Indian Constitution originally had 8 schedules. 4 more were added by different amendments. The first one is the list of states and union territories. The second schedule consists of the provision of president, governor of state, etc. The third schedule consists of the forms of oaths and affirmation. The fourth schedule deals with the provisions as to the allocation of seats of the Council of State. The fifth provision deals with the administration and the control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. The sixth schedule deals with the provision as to the administration of tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, and Mizoram. The seventh schedule contains the union list, state list, and the concurrent list. The eighth schedule consists of the list of recognized languages. The ninth schedule deals with the provision as to the validation of certain acts and regulations. The tenth schedule consists of the provision as to the disqualification on the grounds of defection. Then the 11th schedule deals with the powers, authority, and responsibility of panchayat. The 12th one deals with the power, authority, and responsibility of the municipalities. Then the next topic we have is the topic of the influence which we have of the other constitutions. The first one is the UK. From UK we had parliamentary government, the concept of single citizenship, rule of law, legislative speaker and their role, legislative procedure. The second is of US. From US we had the federal structure of government, electoral college, independent judiciary and separation of power, judicial review, equal protection under law. The third one is from Australia. From Australia, we had the freedom of trade between states, national legislative power to implement treaties, even on the matters outside the normal federal jurisdiction, concurrent list, and the preamble terminologies. The fourth one we have is of the Constitution of Ireland, from which we have the directive principle of state policy. The fifth we have is of Canada, from which we have quasi federal government, distribution of powers between the state and central government, residual powers. The next we have is of Soviet Union, from which we have the fundamental duties under Article 51A. The next is Weimar Republic, that is emergency provisions. From South Africa, we have the amending power of the constitution. So, in this video, we have discussed about the meaning of constitution, constitutional law, preamble, its features, the introductory part of parts, articles, and schedules, and also the constitution which have inspired our constitution. Thank you so much for watching. This is it for this video. We will continue it in our next video.